Whakatamarahi ki te rangi, nau mai rā, piki mai rā, tahuti mai rā koutou. Riringi tonu ana ngā wai o kukamo ki ngā mate tuatini o te wai tine, maranga mai rā koutou ki o mokopuna e mai rā koutou. Ko te mātauranga, te matapihi o te rangi whakaeke mai rā e ngā hua momoho te rānei, tēnā koutou. Tēnei te reo whakahei o te kūnenga ki pūre hurua nau mai. Piki mai rā, whakakotahi mai rā tātou e.
Thank you to the Kaikaranga for the karanga. I declare this congregation to be in session. Please remain standing and join with us in singing the traditional graduation song, Gaudiamus, the words of which will be on the screen above. Please be seated. The 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, 32nd, 33rd, 34th, 35th, 36th, 37th, 38th, 39th, 40th, 41st, 42nd, 43rd, 44th, 45th, 46th, 47th, 48th, 49th, 50th, 51st, 52nd, 53rd, 54th, 55th, 56th, 57th, 58th, 59th, 60th, 61st, 62nd, 63rd, 64th, 65th, 66th, 67th, 68th, 69th, 70th, 71st, 72nd, 73rd, 74th, 75th, 76th, 77 Tēnā waka, tēnā mona whakahi, tēnā taiwha, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia orana, talofa lava, malu elelei, whakatalofa ati, taloha ni, whakatalofa atu, ni sabula, ni minhau, namaste, mahaba. That's a welcome to everyone, and a special welcome to the great student city of Palmerston North and Massey University's Manawatū campus graduation week. This is the second of our ceremonial weeks, having done one in Albany earlier on. And this week we've got 5 ceremonies. This is the 4th, during which we will recognise the achievement of some 1,310 students. 45 of them we will be conferring with the highest academic qualification, a doctoral degree. Graduation Day is a day of celebration. It's an opportunity for the university, your whānau, and your family and friends to recognise your hard work and success. And technology is now making it a lot easier to share your big day with a much wider audience. As with our other recent graduations, today's ceremony is being streamed live on the internet. What is new this year is that you can watch it on handheld devices. There is a link on the Massey homepage, and our audience includes not just everyone in the audience here, but a worldwide audience. So let's just make sure that that audience knows out there how much we do appreciate our graduates, so when they come across the stage, let them know how much you appreciate them. It will be a permanent record and that you can access, and I'm sure that for many of you it will be amongst your proudest moments. And while talking of recognition, it is important that you don't forget to say a big thank you to all those who have supported you and contributed to your success during your studies. It's your family and friends and the faculty and support staff of Massey. So just ensure that you don't forget. I'll ask you to join me in recognising them now. The ceremony that we're about to go through today is very traditional. It has its roots in graduation ceremonies developed some 800 years ago. Traditions such as these fine robes that we wear, the capping, the mace, the singing of Gaudiamus, and the awarding of honorary degrees to outstanding citizens links us to the strong heritage of universities. Universities are institutions of higher learning, where the teaching and learning environment is provided by academics who are actively involved in the generation of new knowledge through research and scholarship. You will graduate today all as a beneficiary of a university education, and as university graduates, you will be critical to the future social, economic and cultural development of your communities, and that's a responsibility that you shouldn't take lightly. As a graduate of Massey University, you will inherit the reputation of this highly regarded institution. It's a reputation which has been built over the years on the achievements of our past and current faculty and our past students. And evidence of the achievements of our faculty and alumni like Sir Richard Taylor, Kate Sylvester and Sir Graham Henry, just to mention a few, is all around us. Further evidence of the achievement of our faculty is reflected in Massey this year awarding the highest academic honour and title that we bestow, that of Distinguished Professor. And we've awarded that to 3 of our most internationally acclaimed academics, Professor Anne Noble of Wellington, Professor Paul Spoonley of Albany, and Professor Harjinder Singh of Manawatū. We do pride ourselves on producing people who put New Zealand on the global map for its innovation, creativity, research and teaching. And we also like to celebrate all of our can-do graduates who just get out there and make a difference to the world. It is this performance track that allows us to rightly claim to be the engine that will drive the new New Zealand. And the number of accolades, awards, prizes and other recognitions received this last year by our current students and faculty indicates that our track record will continue to grow. We have a lot of faith in the future of New Zealand and the role that Massey will play in securing that future. We continue to make investments in our facilities and to adjust our academic programs to ensure that we provide both the very best working and learning environment for our students and staff, and also keep our qualifications relevant. In this regard, we've just completed a repositioning of our college structure at the university. On January the 1st, Massey established its new College of Health across all 3 of our campuses. The focus of the college is very much in line with Massey's overall strategy of taking what is the best about New Zealand and the rest of the world and tackling the big issues with this. And in this case, it's the unsustainable expenditure on health and medicines as the global population ages, particularly in the Western world. The college is about researching and teaching that promotes prevention of illness and injury rather than treatment and cures. And we've recently welcomed on all of our campuses internationally acclaimed public health specialist, Professor Paul MacDonald, to head up the college, and he will be based at Albany. Also, starting from the beginning of this year, the former College of Education has become an Institute of Education within the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Pro-Vice-Chancellor Professor James Chapman, who championed the proposal for change and oversaw the consultation and decision-making process, deserves enormous thanks for identifying international best practice in teaching and education and positioning Massey at the forefront of what New Zealand must deliver for the profession. Just a couple of quick examples to indicate the efforts that we go to keep our degrees and programs relevant. The Digital Fabrication Laboratory, Fab Lab, an affiliation with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, was opened last year, and this year the College of Business will launch a trading room at the Albany campus to provide students interested in investment trading with real-world learning experience using the same systems and data as the professionals. You should all graduate today very rightly proud of what you have achieved, but you should also be honoured by the reputational mantle that you are inheriting. And I challenge you all to go out there as Massey alumni, to make your own contribution, to grow your own reputation, and in doing so, add further to the proud heritage that you're now part of. As part of that journey, we anticipate that many of you will come back to us as you face that never-ending challenge and quest to keep your skills and knowledge up to date. You can be assured that Massey will be there to meet that need, whether it be through a course of full-time study or part-time through our world-class distance learning program. And finally, I would urge all of you to stay connected with your alma mater and your university family through our active alumni association. So congratulations to all of you. Do continue to work hard, but above all, don't forget to enjoy yourselves. Nō reira, kātou iho ngā mana ki tāna, kia koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. By the authority of the Council of Massey University, I, Dr. Russell Ballard, Chancellor, will now award the certificates and diplomas and confer the degrees on those to be presented and on those in absentia.
Chancellor, the Director of the Institute of Education will present to you graduates and recipients of certificates and diplomas in the Centre of Professional and Continuing Education and the College of Education.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Foundation Certificate in Academic English the candidate I'm about to name, Anusit Dipradi. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Certificate for Teacher Aides the candidate I am about to name, Alistair Kwong K. Yung. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Education the graduands I am about to name. Lee Francis Gibbs. Angela Priscilla Jeanette Graham. Elizabeth Jill Hobbs. Patricia Marie Jamison. Fuatia Sililo Malifa. Gayleen Maria Pratt. Corinne Rachel Sattler. Audrey Jean Smith. Shona Mary Worsley. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Education, Adult Education, the graduands I am about to name. Gina Marie Robertson. Helen Carolyn Shand. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Education Teaching, Early Years, Birth to 8, the graduands I am about to name. Sarah Joan Engove. Jordan Louise Barber. Angela Viti Mary Barone Pine. Charlene Amanda Best. Emma Bilby. Belinda Elizabeth Buchanan Bridge. Alexandra Grace Briscoe Simpson. Donna Jane Brown. Rebecca Jane Cole. Sharon Corcoran, Massey Scholar. Alana Marie Davey. Anita Marie Goetz. Holly Renee Groombridge. Helen Marina Guthrie. Lisa Yvonne Hancock. Vicky Jane Harvey. Rachel Fiona Hessel. Nina Louise Hornell. Tracy Lee Howell. Kelly Charlotte Harrell. Lauren Amy Jardin. Suzanne Glennis Jones. Joanna Ellen King. Zoe Amber Kusabs. Teresa Catriona Linforth. Tara Lee Linton. Kimberly Ann Locke. Lynette Ann Loveridge. Christina Ann McRae. Ashley Olivia McDonald. Marie Ann McGlynn. Megan Alexis McKenzie. Sarah Jane McLean. Dane Kenneth McMillan. Wendy Ann Moore. David William Mowat. Siobhan Marie Murphy. Abigail Shigo Mariwa. Cara Marie Napier. Tamsin Rosina Paiwai. Jessica Amy Louise Pitt. Helenka Janice Pollard. Alison Louise Pope. Megan Elizabeth Rayner. Jasmine Ritchie. Olivia Redette Robinson. Elizabeth Jane Roguski. Jasmine Wiki Rolls. Kylie Marie Saunders. Robin K. Scott. Sangeeta Sanja Sharma. Raylene Michelle Stormont. Vicky Michelle Stewart. Amy Louise Salzberger. Katrina Doreen Summersby. Claire Lauren Afina Swan, Massey Scholar. Rana Lee Timms. Margot Marianne van den Munkhoff. Courtney Langia White. Tamara Lee Wilson. Thank you, Chancellor.
It's now my pleasure to invite Professor Emeritus Gary Hermansen, Professor of Sports Psychology, to address the graduands. Professor Hermansen has an extensive background as a sports player, having achieved university blues in both rugby and cricket. His playing involvement included being in Wellington provincial rugby teams that defeated the South African Springboks and the British Lions team during his era. His university career has spanned over 35 years at Massey, mainly in the field of counselling. As a consequence of his research and teaching in this field, he was granted a personal chair, becoming Professor of Counsellor Education. Later, he also became head of the Department of Health and Human Development in what was then the College of Education. His work in counselling, combined with his sporting background, led him directly into the emerging field of sports psychology. And for a number of years now, he's been a prominent national and international field worker in this field and working with elite athletes in a wide variety of sports. He's been the New Zealand team psychologist on 4 Commonwealth and 4 Olympic Games, most recently the London Olympics, as well as having been the psychologist for the New Zealand equestrian team at the World Equestrian Games in Germany and for the New Zealand Black Caps cricket team over several campaigns. He continues to work with many of the country's top athletes in various sports and recently wrote a book that has been gaining prominence with the title Going Mental in Sport, Excelling Through Mind Management. And I believe Kobe Bryant, the famous United States basketball star, was a real fan of this book. Dr. Hermansen currently holds a part-time position as Professor of Sports Psychology in the School of Sport and Exercise in the College of Health, and recently was awarded the status of Professor Emeritus within the university. I give you Professor Hermansen.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, graduates, graduands, families and friends. Thank you, Chancellor, for your introduction. With your indulgence, however, and with apologies to those of my colleagues who might have previously heard the story, I'd like to add an additional detail that I think might be of interest, with the reason becoming evident as I progress. Several years ago now, I had the opportunity to deliver a paper at a sports psychology conference in Moscow. The address, which was translated simultaneously into Russian, was on history, national character and sporting excellence. To balance the usual focus on New Zealand rugby and the All Blacks, and to make a particular point, I drew attention to other sports we excel in and named a few of our sporting icons such as Peter Snell, Murray Helberg, Edmund Hillary, Sarah Ulmer and Rob Waddell. During the break that followed, a line of people formed to talk with me, and the first person asked in broken English and with some intensity if I could share with him what I had done as a sports psychologist to help Hillary get to the top of Everest. I was a bit bemused and said that there must have been a translation problem and that in fact I was just a schoolboy at the time. He left rather disappointed, but then to my chagrin, the next person asked me essentially the same question. I could see myself destined to spend the whole conference explaining away what was clearly a major lost in translation moment. But then I thought to myself, I'm the only New Zealander here, and they seem very desperate to know. So with some hesitancy, I must add, which only seemed to heighten both the intrigue and the impact, I talked about helping Ed with his fear of heights, about setting challenging but manageable goals, and about cross-cultural communication between him and Sherpa Tenzing. Everyone seemed extremely satisfied, and I was then able to get on with enjoying the conference without distraction, although I might say with greatly enhanced status, given how often the word Hillary popped up in Russian conversations as I passed by. So if anyone here happens to be in Russia and they find out you're from New Zealand, don't be surprised if they want to tell you that they met the guy who helped Ed and Tenzing knock the so-and-so off. I have to admit that I've always felt a bit ambivalent about sharing this story, especially embellished as it has become over time. But is ambivalence really such a bad thing? To which the answer presumably can only be, well, yes and no. However, since having the opportunity to share the story and my ambivalence about it with both Peter Hillary, Ed's son, and Jamling Norgay, Tenzing's son, when at the 2010 Commonwealth Games in New Delhi, I've been more relaxed about it. They seemed to enjoy both it and my uncertainty, and thought that given both their fathers' senses of humour, they would probably have readily forgiven me for taking such a liberty. Sharing it here now seems especially pertinent, given that exactly 2 weeks from today, on May the 29th, 2013, it will be the 60th anniversary of Hillary and Tenzing's historic achievement. That said, here today, on May the 15th, 2013, we are gathered to acknowledge and celebrate your personal accomplishments as graduates and graduands. I'm sure there will have been times over the past few years when it has felt a bit like you were climbing Everest yourselves, probably at times without oxygen, crampons, or clear weather to let you see the way ahead. But you evidently managed to find the inner strength, perseverance, and resilience, no doubt aided by the help, encouragement, and support of your Sherpa family and friends, some of whom will be present with you today. Whilst the particular outcome of your endeavours certainly needs to be acknowledged and celebrated, the effort, the discipline, the hard work, and the way you have handled the inevitable challenges along the way should not be overlooked nor taken for granted. It is in that space where the essence of what you have achieved really lies. In my work with elite athletes, I've often had the good fortune to be on hand when outstanding performances have resulted in winning pinnacle event trophies, medals, or titles. But probably my greatest privilege has been to be with athletes when they have been fighting motivation, struggling with self-doubt, coping with defeats, managing injuries, dealing with debilitating anxiety, and striving to manage the pressures that performing under intense scrutiny and with the baggage of overwhelming expectations brings about. At times also, such struggles have led to major setbacks and intense disappointments that have severely challenged self-worth and demanded a serious reappraisal of direction and personal identity. Such personal struggles have also at times extended to those who have succeeded at the very top, with high-profile success sometimes, surprisingly, being quite a burden to carry. Whilst it has been a privilege to be part of those private challenges and to contribute in some way to pursuing constructive ways through them, it has not always been a breeze psychologically for me either. I've definitely learned a great deal about myself in the process, most often from the difficult times. Being the team psychologist with the Black Caps over several tours was especially interesting in that regard. I've probably never had such an emotional roller coaster journey as during that period. I was often reminded of a wonderful line in a film called Clockwise, starring John Cleese as a school headmaster trying to cope with a number of setbacks as he struggled to make his way to deliver an address to a conference of headmasters. At one point, when things looked particularly dire about any prospect of him getting to where he needed to be on time, he exclaimed, "I can take the despair, it's just the hope I can't stand." And that pretty much flavoured for several years of the time I had with the team. There were many occasions where rising hope turned to despair, for all of us, players included. I was also often tested in regard to my own self-esteem. Part of that was to do with the many self-styled critics very keen to ask, what's the point of having a sports psychologist if the team is still losing? But it was more than that. At times I had the job of being stationed on the boundary, helping keep the team's pace bowlers hydrated. This waterboy task sounds unproblematic, but it can be a bit psychologically daunting to be within touching distance of several thousand partisan Australians, South Africans, or England's Barmy Army. I frequently had to deal with sledging that at times was very personal, but also occasionally quite amusing. The former usually involved various anatomical challenges that would have been difficult, if not possible to complete. The latter ranged through such things as people shouting, "Hey, Colonel Sanders, give us your secret recipe." Or for those perhaps younger people in the audience who might know the film Old School, I often heard shouts of, "You're my boy, Blue," and even occasionally, "We love you, Blue," which had much more impact on me after I eventually got to see that film myself. In England, the same line of banter included, "Hey, Uncle Albert, where's Del Boy?" referencing the popular UK TV show Only Fools and Horses. Probably the greatest indignity and challenge to my self-esteem, though, was a prominent cartoon by Tom Scott following a period of some rather poor results and reported conflict within the team. The cartoon showed a tormented person in white cricket clothing and black cap lying on a therapist's couch, and the therapist saying, "It sounds like the black caps need a sports psychologist," while the person on the couch replied rather plaintively, "I am the black cap sports psychologist." Anyway, let me get back to where I was going before I diverted myself into excessive self-deprecation. What I was wanting to highlight with you was the effort that underlies success, and for that matter, lack of success at times as well, as I certainly could not criticise the levels of desire and physical effort put on by our national cricketers. In sport, as in life, and indeed academic study, you cannot always control how things turn out. You can only control what you put into it and how you manage the challenge along the way. The essence of meeting challenges that really matter is emotional resilience, or as some like to call it, mental toughness. I have been a first-hand observer and student of a great deal of that with athletes over the years. I also know that to some degree at least, it has been a central aspect of your journey in being here today. Resilience incorporates a number of things. It typically involves, in response to challenge, maintaining patterns of thinking about yourself that are positive, self-believing and self-affirming. Being able mentally to keep at bay factors like excessive expectations to live up to, negative judgments to respond to, and diversions to be attracted by, with all these too often leading to feelings of disappointment, guilt, self-doubt and self-criticism, captured mostly in not good enough messages. Resilience also involves a recognition and acceptance of the fact that pursuing things that matter inevitably involves some measure of physical and mental discomfort, or as the cliche goes, no gain without pain, and having a preparedness to at least tolerate or, where possible, embrace and push through what this involves and demands. A realisation that mistakes or setbacks are really learning opportunities rather than ultimate definers of worth and value. As has often been said but is easily ignored, it's not what life throws at you that matters or defines you, it is how you respond to it. It also involves the ability to distinguish those things you can control from those that you cannot, so that you can focus your attention as fully as possible on that which you can take responsibility for and do something about it. And lastly, it involves, as much as possible, maintaining a focus on the present moment rather than carrying the baggage of regrets from the past or the weight of fears of the future, so that you can recognise more fully the immediate elements of a challenge and intuitively respond with the resources you have within you or immediately at hand. These elements sit fully within the territory of performance psychology, but also encompass what all of us are immersed in as human beings, striving to lead satisfying, rewarding and successful lives, both personally and in regard to those who matter to us. It is also the territory within which you have been undertaking your experience of studying for the qualification being conferred on you today, as well as the space within which you go forward from here in your work life into further study and learning in your various social and personal settings and in significant roles you engage in, such as leaders, mentors, teachers and parents. Whilst there might be a number of things I might leave you with about emotional resilience I learned from working in the intense environment of elite sport, I want to offer you one particular principle for you to think about and perhaps take forward into your various endeavours. This is to do with what to focus on within yourselves and in others you engage with. While success and accomplishments carry motivational potential and certainly deserve to be celebrated and acknowledged, as we are doing here today, it is striving, effort and perseverance that needs most recognition and attention. Recognising, affirming and praising effort where you see it is the basis of building motivation, promoting the trying out of new and difficult challenges, inspiring learning from setbacks and building self-esteem, confidence and self-belief. In sport, education and parenting, there is something of a tendency to focus attention on just the outcomes and to affirm and reward only accomplishments themselves when achieved. Yet these can sometimes carry high levels of anxiety in their pursuit and hide or diminish the qualities that they represent when achieved. With that in mind, I encourage you to adopt a stance of being open to, recognising and praising effort and perseverance wherever you see it, in yourselves and in others, as it is in these qualities where emotional resilience abides. That said, can I say congratulations to you all for your well-deserved accomplishments, but in particular, can I praise you for the effort and resilience that accomplishment inevitably signifies? And can I encourage you to take that recognition forward so that when you look at the scroll you received today, you especially see within it the blood, sweat and tears, real or symbolic, that you shed, but more importantly transcended to be able to have it conferred on you today. I wish each of you the very best in your future, and in closing, I encourage you to evaluate the quality of what I've said to you today here by the fact that it comes from someone who, in the words of one Russian translator at least, made a major contribution to the first ever ascent of Everest some 60 years ago this very month. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Hermanson. You would have been a great comfort to any of your teams just as a storyteller. But woven into those stories was a serious message about the challenges and pressures that you will face, and also some advice on how you might face those challenges through striving, putting in effort and sheer perseverance. Very good messages. We will now continue with the conferment of degrees and the awarding of university diplomas and certificates.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Bachelor of Education Teaching Primary and the Diploma in Education Studies, the graduands I am about to name. Jessica Lee Ormondson. Angelica Rachel Appleton. Chris Larissa Barron. Kimberly Adele Brett. Gemma Marie Bryant. Annalise Emma Burgess. Susan Jane Button. Samuel William Roy Cole. Tipani Mokapuna Toki Cottrell. Vanessa Emma Mary Eagle. Jade Cherie Helen Eddy. Jacoba Michelle Glennie. Carla May Glennie. Natalia Marie Gorinsky, Massey Scholar. Vanessa Jane Gold, Massey Scholar. Kirsten Elizabeth Hartley. Nicole Jamie Hoare. Reese Rapine Norman Hodge. Sarah Riri Tefara Lambert. Susan Bridget MacDonald. Emma Claire Mackenzie. Kelly Deanna Marsh. Beth Margaret McCasey. Emma Chantal Mackay, Massey Scholar. Hayley Brett Morris. Crystal Ruth Nicholas. Tessa Kate Nitsky. Amanda Jane O'Brien. Paula Marie Pierce. Emma Jane Pedersen, Massey Scholar. Michelle Yvonne Rowe. Regan Kate Simmons, Massey Scholar. Gareth Francis Smith. Lacey Natalie Spring. Janine Melissa Stevens. Carolyn Sutherland. Louise Gay Tautahi. Linda Marie Taylor. Rachel Tapeka Tama Tetara. Victoria Rose Thiel. Sarah Marie Thomas, Massey Scholar. Hannah Toy. Louise Melissa Turner. Jason Davis Wharemati. Katie Beverly Williams. Nicholas John Wilson. Rebecca Lisa Wright. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Certificate in Teaching English as an Additional Language the candidate I'm about to name, Adrian Karen McElroy. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma in Adult Learning and Teaching the candidates I am about to name, Shelley Ann Gillespie. Tina Kathleen Grant. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma of Teaching Early Childhood Education the candidates I am about to name. Alison Diane Boyce. Catherine Alice Carter. Michelle Debbie Fagan. Anika Fayan. Saisului Mamia. Tracy Linda Price. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma of Teaching Primary the candidates I am about to name. Sarah Lee Armstrong. Amy Louise Boss. Jessica Elizabeth Brett. Lauren Suzanne Brooking. Tina May Brownbridge. Jessica Ann Burwell. Sarah Amelia Carpenter. Lynn Dillis Daines. Alicia Jade Davies. Alan Gordon Gooding. Paula Marie Hirini. Christy Marie Hyde. Catherine Vera Chiquita Irving. Carly Patricia Lanham. Penny Karen Larkins. Rebecca May Locke. Vanessa Ann Norwood. Emma Jane Scott. Jessica Margaret Scott. Emma Jane Selwyn. Brent James Spice. Nicole Stephanie Stillwell. Bethany Joy Walters. Janelle Louise Wilson. Sandy Dawn Wilson. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Graduate Diploma of Teaching Secondary the candidates I am about to name. Jackie Carol Abraham. Elizabeth Doris Adams. Cameron Guy Brown. Megan Jane Byrne. Craig David Campbell. Estella Margaret Carmichael. Kirsty Louise Christian. Rosemary Ann Connell. Jacob Kenneth Davey. Amani Yusa Ali Wells Fayaso. Cole Hamish Griffiths. Gordon Harry Hall. Marika Jennifer Rose Holloway. Timothy David Hounsell. Grace Louise King. Sarah Rachel Knox. Wayne Paul Lather. Megan Alexandra Liddy. Joanna Love. Pamela K. Marks. Elizabeth Margaret Mary Mackay. Stacey Michelle Mudd. Thomas Bernard Mulvey. Claire Marion New. Tennille Melina Jane Rimmer. Meredith Gay Robert. Mark John Sutherland. Nairi Moana Tamati. Angie Tainey. Karamia Anahira Te Whaiti. Kate Braddock Tutavaha. Stephen Gamelvind Vindri. Brendan Mark White. Philip Joseph Wren. Thank you, Chancellor.
It's now my pleasure to invite Harry Lilly to present a musical item. Harry is a second-year art student at Massey University, majoring in Maori studies and geography. Harry's also heavily involved in the local music scene, promoting and performing in shows, volunteering at Radio Control, as well as busking over the summer break. He will be playing a piece that he's written himself called Pledge No Allegiance. I give you Harry Lilly.
People walk this land for 1,000 years before white people came, and without no fear they stole this land with the bullets and beer, and they burned it down and moved all those trees just to sow the pasture and to make money. One man at the top, while all his people, yeah, he forgot, left him to waste away. But they showed on, and they found a way. And as they grew strong, the word rang out through all the song. They fought back, and to this day the fight goes on, and we still say I won't be the same. You gotta listen to a word you say. You gotta play your games, you gotta play your games. That I won't be the same, I won't be the same. I don't pledge allegiance to your flag while it flies above us, and we still stand in the shadows of the wealthy man who lined his pockets by destroying these lands. Now I don't gotta buy your wicked ways. I just wanna live my life in a peaceful way, can touch the earth without my day. I won't be the same, I'll be the same. I don't insane. We gotta listen to a word you say. I won't play your game, I will play your games. That I won't be the same, I won't be the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Harry, for that. Harry Lilly, playing his own original piece. We'll now continue with the conferment of degrees and the awarding of university certificates and diplomas.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the postgraduate certificate in education the candidate I'm about to name, Susan Frances Clare. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the postgraduate diploma in counselling the candidates I'm about to name, Angela Jane Crabtree. Margaret Elvira Murch with distinction. Stephen John Quince. Diane Maria Stewart with distinction. Robert Stewart Torr. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the postgraduate diploma in education the candidates I am about to name. Zebuniso Alamova with merit. Miriam Ruth Bucknell with distinction. Melissa Rose Cherry with merit. Natalie Ann Cook with distinction. Michelle Natalie Hancock with merit. Victoria Rachel Hussey with distinction. Jamie Lynn Kimbra Wallace with distinction. Nanis Likusavu Lapi. Narita Mogua. Kathleen Mary Moriarty with distinction. Penelope Anna Nitschke with distinction. Marie Jane Riordan. Anya Marie Short with merit. Karen Ivy Swenson with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the postgraduate diploma in educational administration and leadership the candidates I am about to name. Teresa Nama Lomoy with merit. Cherie Jane Miralese with merit. Sandra Barbara Nelson with merit. Rachel Ann Wikaira with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the postgraduate diploma in literacy education the candidate I am about to name, Megan Andrea Nelson Latu with merit. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the postgraduate diploma in specialist teaching the candidates I am about to name. Elizabeth Helen Albers with merit. Sally Rain Biss with distinction. Elsa Jane Buckley with distinction. Susan Elizabeth Burgess with distinction. Margaret Jean Galali with distinction. Judith Ann Jenkins with distinction. Karen Joy Keane with distinction. Tasha Kruger with distinction. Colleen Margaret O'Leary. Heather Joy Paulson with distinction. Julianne Veronica Swanipol with distinction. Andrea Joy Tamatia with distinction. Joanne Rihanna Thompson Garrett. Jennifer Muriel Tippett with distinction. Debbie K. Williams with merit. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Counselling the graduands I am about to name. Joanne Frances Alderton. Michelle Raywin Burrows. Kelly Lorraine Clark. Sharanthi Lucille Fonseca with distinction. Fiona Joy Rouse. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Education the graduands I am about to name. Christine Louise Braid, second class honours. Mary Kathleen Chudley. Gayleen Douglas with merit. Helen Ann Hughes. Yes. Carolyn Ann Jewell with distinction. Hilary Jane Knowles, second class honours. Carleen Gina Marshall with distinction. Christine Jane Morrison, second class honours. Anil Prasad. Wendy Taylor. Georgina Marie Te Amo. Nicola Louise Welsh. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Educational Psychology the graduand I am about to name. Sarah Louise Nightingale, first class honours. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Literacy Education, the graduand I am about to name, Sarah Ann Wild with distinction. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Master of Philosophy, the graduand I am about to name, Ana Matanga, with merit. Chancellor, the degrees are also confirmed and the certificates and diplomas are also awarded to those who are in absentia. Thank you, Chancellor.
Chancellor, we now reach the point in our ceremony where we recognise the achievements of our doctoral students. You mentioned earlier that 45 of them will be recognised during this week. 6 of them are with us today. Can I say directly to the candidates that you're here obviously because of your talent and the passion that you have for your subject, but it has certainly been our privilege to have you with us and to provide you with the opportunity to follow your studies. We'll follow your progress now with interest, and we ask you, of course, to stay in touch with your university. I say to the audience, this is the last 6 today. Feel free to make as much noise as you like. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Doctor of Education the graduands I am about to name. Eva Heinrich. Dr. Heinrich investigated whether teaching groups could improve academics' participation in professional development opportunities related to learning about teaching. She found that around 40% of the teaching groups investigated provide academics with a community environment that is highly supportive of learning about teaching. This indicates that the remaining teaching groups would benefit from improvements. Dr. Heinrich. Alan Greville Roland Mail. Mr. Mail examined educational reforms aimed at developing a more equitable education system in Samoa. He found that expansion of the education system disguised the reproduction of existing disparities between social groups. This has implications for current global educational reform programs, as reform programs may give the appearance of change without improving equity. Dr. Mail. Cheryl Elizabeth Stevens. Ms. Stevens investigated the ways in which graduate teachers undertook initial teacher education within a Māori-centred program that is grounded in Māori principles, values and practices. The study highlighted the impact of kaupapa Māori-based education on initial teacher education within a tertiary wānanga. Dr. Stevens. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for graduation in the degree of Doctor of Philosophy the graduands I am about to name. Ahmad Zebedee bin Abdul Razak. Teachers' resilience is important for ensuring the success of educational policy changes. Mr. Abdul Razak investigated educational leadership practices that aim to ensure teachers continue to be resilient in the face of change. He interviewed educational leaders, teachers, and members of the Parent-Teacher Association in 2 secondary schools in Malaysia. All participants claimed that educational leaders played the main role in assisting teachers to face challenges and indirectly sustain their resilience. Dr. Razak. Judith Diane Donaldson. There is a major gap in the research literature about the work of secondary school music teachers. Ms. Donaldson examined the tensions of practice encountered in the daily working lives of secondary school music teachers who are responsible for music in their school. Her results have practical and theoretical implications for policymakers, school leaders, teachers, and researchers. Dr. Donaldson. I think, Chancellor, that was our X Factor moment, just there. Christine Patricia Pritchard. Identifying initiatives to enhance teaching practice in the Institutes of Technology and the Polytechnic sector is a complex and multi-dimensional task. Ms. Pritchard investigated tutors' understanding of policy and performance in order to identify changes that have the potential to enhance teaching practice. The research resulted in a number of long-term recommendations aimed at both the institutes and the tutors. Dr. Pritchard. Chancellor.
At the conclusion of the ceremony, guests are requested to remain in their seats until the processions have assembled in the foyer. I declare this congregation to be adjourned. Please join with us in singing the national anthem, led by Andrew Jameson, and the words of which are printed on the screen. Please stand.
So